In this video, we're going to talk about how to use the match formula and the index formula to replicate in many ways what the VLOOKUP formula does, but in a more robust manner. So the VLOOKUP formula, in this case, we had used named ranges, and we used VLOOKUP. So if those are new concepts to you, please check out the previous videos in this series. But we had looked up the manufacturer from this named range called lookup country. That's over here. And that was returning the country of each of these manufacturers. So for Acura, it was returning Japan. For Audi, it was returning Germany. And to do that, it would count 2 across. That's how a VLOOKUP formula would work. However, if I were to add a column here, let's say this was a more complicated table, there were a lot of things going on here, and I wanted the ability to add or delete columns or to make other edits. If I insert a column, this formula breaks because it doesn't know there's an extra column. It's only going to count 2 across and find nothing, find a space, find zeros basically. So what we want to do is look at another approach that is a little bit more robust. Now to do that, I need to have both of these columns as 2 separate named ranges. I had actually done it in a previous video, and what you do is you select the whole range, including the header, include that bottom piece too, and you say create from selection. I'm going to get rid of left column. If I include left column, it will name every single cell down here with this left column, which is confusing and not very helpful in this case. What we wanted to use is only the top column, top row. I hit OK. And now if I go to my named ranges, I can see them here, country of origin and manufacturer. Now, as I mentioned previously in another video, I like to put underscores at the head of all my named ranges. So I'm going to do that. Makes them much easier to find when you're typing out a formula. Great. Now, what I want to do now is start showing you how the match index formulas work. I'm going to create another column here. I'm going to call this match index. We'll start with match. What match does is it finds where a cell is in another range. So the word Acura, for instance, is in this range here, is in the manufacturer range. It is the second one down. The word BMW is the 10th one down. Match will tell me where it is. It will tell me what number row that item is found in a range. So I say match. What are we matching? The manufacturer. Here I would put the lookup array. Now I could go, once again, I could go here and click and sort of select the array or whatever, but we're not going to do that. We're going to use our handy dandy named ranges. And because I call them all at the beginning of them with an underscore, I just need to put an underscore here. I don't have to recall what I named the named range. Once I put an underscore, I can see all of my named ranges, and I can use the arrow up and down arrow keys to find the named range that I want to use. In this case, I'm looking up the manufacturer from the manufacturer column. I hit tab, it fills in whatever I had selected. I hit comma, and now I have to indicate what kind of match type it is. Much like with the VLOOKUP table, VLOOKUP formula, you would use an exact match, which is a false for the other formula, but for this one, it's a 0. Put a 0 there, and it says 200. That's confusing. That's because it's a number formatting issue. I'm going to turn it into a normal number, copy this down. And what is this telling me? 2, 7, 10, 13. What's 13? It's finding Buick here, and it's telling me that Buick is the 13th one down in this range. Great. Now what I wanted to do, though, is I wanted to tell me what's the 13th one down for the country of origin. I wanted to tell me for Audi, I wanted to tell me what's the 7th one down, which is Germany. So what I want is another formula, index. Index, when I hand it a range and I tell it 3 or whatever, or 4, it will count that many down and tell me France or Italy. It will tell me what is the 5th item in this range, what is the 7th item in this range, that kind of thing. So first with index, I'm going to type index. The first thing you enter is the array in question, which in this case is the country of origin column on the other tab. And then the next piece is which item in that array are we using, in that range are we using. And that is what the match formula is telling me. You can see 2, 7, 10. I want it to tell me what is the 10th country of origin. What is the corresponding country of origin? So that we'll leave this match formula in here where it says row number. And at the end, We just hit end parentheses, and sure enough, this formula produces the same results as all the other formulas did. Now, you may think, well, why would I do this approach? This is a longer formula. It's a slightly more complicated to set up formula. Once again, if you wanted to insert columns here, this formula breaks, this one doesn't. You can literally even move this column to be on the other side of the manufacturer. This formula can't possibly work in that case, but this one definitely does work. Doesn't really care where these columns are. So in that way, in many ways, the match index formula is the more robust approach. Maybe not as simple and as quick as VLOOKUP, which I use very often, but match index is good for models where you need that extra precision, that extra flexibility with your lookup table. Hopefully this was helpful to you. If it was, please like the video and comment if you have questions. Also, if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe. And I hope you have an excellent day.